about the 3 days of darkness. Truly, a message from Ashtar Sheran. Welcome, beloved brothers and sisters of planet the Earth. Greetings, cherished family of the Earth. I am Ashtar, commander of the Galactic Forces of Light, speaking as a voice for the millions who stand with me in this vital mission within your solar system. I extend my words to you with profound reverence, knowing that many among you feel the swelling winds of change stirring deep within your very souls and manifesting in the external events unfolding in your physical realm. The time has come to unveil, with greater clarity than ever before, the truth that lies veiled behind the phenomenon known as the 3 days of darkness and its intrinsic connection to the military events now playing out on the stage of the Middle East, particularly the fraught dynamic between Israel and Iran. The 3 days of darkness are not a harbinger of doom, a punishment to be feared, but rather a symbol, a pivotal stage in the grand process of planetary purification. See it as a cosmic pause, a divinely orchestrated vibrational realignment, allowing the Earth to briefly sever its connection from the dense, stifling energies of the three-dimensional matrix. This process is, without question, meticulously coordinated by higher powers, with the active participation of the central sun, the protective light ships encircling your globe, and the Earth's own intricate electromagnetic fields. During this period, a temporary dimming of sunlight will become possible, facilitated by a reconfiguration of the photon belt and a brief, yet significant, intervention of the interdimensional veil that separates the planes of existence. Yes, there will be darkness, but this darkness will transcend the merely physical. It will serve as a mirror, reflecting the inner darkness that each individual must confront within the depths of their own being. This is a necessary pause, a moment of enforced solitude in this modern era, compelling humanity to turn inward, free from external distractions, technology's relentless hum, and the cacophony of the world. It is a period designed for the deepest introspection. At the culmination of these 3 days, those who have steadfastly held on to love, faith, and their connection to the light will emerge transfigured, reborn in mind and spirit. Now I speak of the current geopolitical conflicts, such as the ongoing confrontation between Israel and Iran. Know this, nothing unfolds by mere chance. These conflicts are a direct reflection of the spiritual battle raging just beyond the veil of your visible reality. For centuries, the Earth has served as a stage for a relentless struggle between forces seeking to imprison humanity in a cycle of pain, fear, and separation. These conflicts are fueled by minds operating in the shadows, minds that penetrate far beyond the scenes you see on your news screens. Behind them lies the insidious manipulation of power, the inflammatory narratives of religious incitement, the exploitation of ethnic contradictions, and the distortion of truth itself, all in the name of control. Israel and Iran are merely key pieces on an ancient chessboard, where ancient bloodlines are intertwined with sacred interdimensional artifacts and long-held secrets. Both territories possess significance as potent energy portals and have been exploited by dark forces clinging desperately to a chained collective consciousness. The conflicts you witness, with their tragic and painful consequences, are part of a war that has already been won on the higher planes, but continues to unfold in your physical world until the moment of ultimate revelation. The proximity of the 3 days of darkness should not be misinterpreted as a consequence of these conflicts, but rather understood as the cosmos's compassionate response to the inevitable collapse of outdated, crumbling structures. This correction will be so profound, so utterly transformative, that humanity's petty games of power will lose all meaning. Timelines are being actively reorganized. The Earth is being liberated. The veils are thinning, and those who once held sway through lies and manipulation will no longer be able to maintain their carefully constructed masks. During the days of darkness, each soul will be called upon to make a fundamental internal choice. Trust versus fear, humility versus resistance, the radiant light of the soul versus the encroaching shadow of the ego. Many will feel the comforting presence of their mentors, their stellar brothers and sisters, their guardian angels and ascended masters. Others, tragically, may be confronted by their own inner demons, fueled by ignorance and panic. Therefore, we warn, we communicate, and we tirelessly send forth messages of hope and guidance, so that you do not miss this most sacred moment of transition. It is no accident that tension is escalating on a global scale. Wars, famines, natural disasters, political divisions. All that is hidden is now surfacing, demanding to be transformed. That which is not rooted in light will inevitably collapse. That which is founded upon truth will endure. The earth is divinely designed to align with the universal divine plan. And you, as souls incarnated at this pivotal moment, have chosen to be here to witness and participate in the greatest transformation this planet has ever experienced. The 3 days of darkness are, in truth, the dawn of a new earth. They will mark the definitive end of domination and illusion and herald the beginning of spiritual sovereignty. Humanity will awaken to its true potential, to what it truly is. The veils will be lifted, the lies of the elites will be exposed, galactic syndicates will manifest more clearly, and the presence of our fleets will cease to be a secret, becoming an undeniable, awe-inspiring revelation. Prepare yourselves, brothers and sisters of the earth, but do not succumb to fear. Prepare with love, with prayer, with silence, and with purity of intention. Accept these signs not as harbingers of disaster, but as the inevitable symptoms of the liberation that is already underway. There will be conflicts, yes, but they will be the death throes of a dying old world. On the other side of the darkness, the light will triumph, and nothing can halt the earth's ascension. We will meet on the other side of the darkness, at the dawn of the new earth. But before I come again to warn with love and clarity, the process humanity is undergoing requires devotion. It is not just about waiting for a sign in the sky or fearing events. True preparation occurs in the temple of the heart, through silence, vigilance, and purification of thoughts and emotions. These are the spiritual shields that will protect you when the world plunges into the night. During these 3 days, silence will reign on earth, but in the heavens, a great movement will begin. Many of our ships will become visible to those with eyes to see. We will be strategically positioned around the planet, ensuring that reconfigurable electromagnetic waves do not cause an irreversible collapse of terrestrial structures. We monitor tectonic. Okay, here's the rewritten passage, adhering to all specified requirements, including maintaining continuity with the preceding passage and using consistent naming conventions. NCE and purification of thoughts and emotions. These are the spiritual shields that will protect you when the world plunges into the night. During these 3 days, silence will reign on the earth, but in the heavens, a great movement will begin. Many of our ships will become visible to those with eyes to see. We will be strategically positioned around the planet, ensuring that reconfigurable electromagnetic waves do not cause an irreversible collapse of terrestrial structures. We monitor tectonic plates, magnetic poles, and humanity's vibrational field with cosmic precision. Nothing unfolds without divine consent. Yet, we are aware that the architects of war, those shadowy figures who manipulate nations from the wings, possess fragments of knowledge regarding this grand process. They sense their epic drawing to a close. Hence, they escalate conflicts, conjure distractions, and orchestrate events to shatter collective morale, sowing seeds of fear through the media's narratives, acts of terrorism, engineered resource scarcity, and deliberately spread disease. The strife in the Middle East is not merely a territorial squabble or a religious feud. It is a smokescreen, a carefully constructed illusion concealing the mounting panic of dark structures as they face the imminent loss of global dominion. Ancient lineages, those who have long controlled power networks, including clandestine and occult orders, are now turning against one another in their desperation. What appears to be a clash between nations is often merely the visible ripple on the surface of a deeper struggle, a battle between factions of these ancestral forces. People are unwittingly used as pawns, and their very emotions are harvested as fuel to sustain these dying powers. But these insidious networks are unraveling, thread by thread. They can no longer withstand the cleansing light that has been established on the planet. The light is now taking its strategic positions in every corner of the earth. Brothers and sisters from the stars are incarnating in various segments of society, their memories slowly awakening and acting as energetic pillars in cities, political centers, and key regions across the globe. Many are receiving internal guidance, experiencing lucid dreams, vivid visions, sudden activations of dormant gifts, and a growing, undeniable sense that something momentous is about to unfold. Yes, you are preparing for 3 days. In those 3 days, time, as you currently perceive it, will cease to flow. There will be a decompression of the chronological stream, a momentary pause, and the implementation of powerful light codes emanating directly from the galaxy's central sunday. These codes will reconfigure human DNA, unlocking access to higher levels of consciousness that have remained dormant since the fall of Atlantis. Some souls, unable to sustain the intensity of the new vibration, will choose to depart this world, as prearranged within their spiritual contracts. Others, conversely, will awaken so suddenly, so profoundly, that they will no longer recognize their former identities, their old selves fading like a distant dream. This vibrational renewal will resonate throughout the universe, a cosmic symphony felt across countless worlds. Other worlds are watching, bearing witness. You are experiencing an event of such magnitude that it will affect entire star systems. The Earth, as a point of convergence and liberation for humanity, signifies the end of a long and oppressive chain of dominations that has affected civilizations far beyond your solar system. Therefore, everything is carefully orchestrated, every detail accounted for. Beloved, do not succumb to the narrative of chaos. While the outer world may appear to be crumbling, dissolving before your very eyes, know that divine order is being meticulously restored. Even if certain armed forces attempt to provoke a major conflict, rest assured that nuclear weapons will not be deployed. We, the galactic forces, will intervene as we have done before, but the effectiveness of our actions depends directly upon your collective vibration. The more fear that permeates your hearts, the more vulnerabilities you create. The more light and inner sovereignty you cultivate, the stronger the presence of the light fleet becomes among you. Know that the days preceding the Great Silence will be marked by unmistakable signs. Anomalies in the sky, abrupt solar changes, dramatic climate shifts, the collapse of financial systems, and the long-awaited disclosure of secret information that has been guarded for centuries. Many long-hidden truths will surface, revealing the truth about humanity's origin, the extensive extraterrestrial presence, clandestine genetic experiments, the methods of control exerted over the masses, and the existence of interdimensional portals. Nothing will remain hidden in the shadows, and those who have built their empires upon lies will no longer be able to conceal their deceptions. This is the true reason for the desperation exhibited by certain power groups, not merely a fear of war, but a profound fear of revelation, a terror of the light, and an overwhelming fear of the collective awakening that is now inevitable. Therefore, children of the stars, prepare yourselves. Prepare your homes calmly, not in panic or dread. Gather water, simple food, candles, but most importantly, cultivate faith, prayer, love, and inner listening. When the darkness descends, it will not be the end, but the glorious beginning. The entire planet will enter a kind of cosmic womb, a period of gestation, and in 3 days it will be reborn, transformed. Some will remember their stellar origins, their true home among the stars. Others will perceive it with the clear, unclouded vision of their soul. Many will begin to hear the song of creation, the primordial sound that sustains all worlds, the music of the spheres. It will be the moment of truth, the culmination of eons of preparation. The new Earth is not merely a physical place. It is a state of consciousness, a higher vibratory frequency, and every person who passes through this portal will carry the seed of the new world within themselves. At this crucial stage, it is important to remember that many, in their anxiety, are desperately seeking answers and precise predictions. There are no exact dates for the arrival, nor does any single soul on the earth, no matter how elevated or enlightened, have the right to reveal precise information about the events of the great planetary reconstruction. This is not due to a lack of information or a failure in the organization of light intensifiers. On the contrary, it is a carefully considered measure of protection and profound respect for humanity's free will. Time, as you currently understand it, is merely a linear illusion, a construct of the mind. In the higher spheres of consciousness, time is not a straight line but a spiral, a continuous dance where past, present, and future coexist in a single unified flow. Therefore, when we say something is near, we are not referring to human days or months, but rather to a vibrational proximity, an alignment of frequencies between events, souls, and cosmic cycles. Many of you fixate on the calendar, anxiously awaiting marked dates, and become confused and disheartened by prophecies that point to specific days. But wisdom is required to truly understand that the future is not activated by a calendar, but by humanity's collective vibration, the sum total of your thoughts, feelings, and intentions. Every thought, every choice, every emotion either accelerates or slows the energetic triggers of this profound process. Therefore, avoid the trap of passively waiting for a specific date to arrive. Avoid judging time through the limited human lens of haste and impatience. What seems slow to you is, in reality, an ideal synchronization with the levels of consciousness that are still being revealed, unfolding in perfect divine timing. It is like the birth of a star, the birthing of the soul of the earth, and like any birth, the soul's timing does not correspond to the rigid ticking of a clock. There are contractions, periods of silence, intermittent signs, but the birth will inevitably occur when everything is perfectly aligned, when all is ready. In this sacred expectation, do not allow fear to take hold of your heart and mind. Do not feed the ego's insatiable anxiety that constantly demands external proof and validation. Turn inward, learn to feel with the heart, and notice the subtle. Okay, I understand. Here's the rewritten passage, maintaining all original content and adhering to your specific instructions, including character name consistency and continuity from the previous segment. Signs whispered on the winds of the spirit. Indeed, they are ubiquitous, etched across the canvas of the sky, rooted deep within the earth, resonating within the very core of the body, surfacing in the ethereal realm of dreams, and echoing in the profoundest silences. Premonitions, subtle yet insistent, are beginning to stir within the collective consciousness. Understand, too, that time itself is accelerating, a sensation many are experiencing as days compress and weeks dissolve in an instant. This phenomenon stems from the gradual unraveling of the three-dimensional temporal structure, an integral facet of the transition to a new dimension already unfolding. The more resistance offered to this natural flow, the more arduous the integration of these transformative changes will become. Do not await a final countdown before preparing. Let readiness be your constant state. The appointed hour has arrived. Every fleeting moment is precious beyond measure. Those anchored in the sanctuary of the heart will require no last-minute alarms. They shall intuitively perceive the soul's gentle summons and remain serene, even amidst the escalating chaos of the external world. Beloved ones, the light shall not falter. The divine blueprint is irrevocably in motion, and nothing can impede its unfolding. Yet, each soul must embrace their role with unwavering responsibility, unyielding courage, and boundless love. The era of external reliance has drawn to a close. Now dawns the age of complete spiritual sovereignty, unwavering trust, and conscious acceptance. I am aware that doubts still linger within many hearts. I know there are those who, upon hearing these words, will respond with laughter, derision, disbelief, or simply seal their hearts shut, dismissing them as mere fantasies, illusions spun by minds detached from the bedrock of reality. Allow Sharon to speak plainly, with the authority of one who has observed your journey for millennia. I understand. I comprehend the resistance, the yearning for tangible proof, the wounds inflicted by the deceptions of the old matrix that have eroded trust. I understand those who have been misled, manipulated, and mocked throughout their earthly sojourn. For such was the very intention of the forces seeking to maintain humanity in a state of slumber, to portray truth as madness and falsehood as normalcy. I also understand those who choose to avert their eyes, not out of malice, but out of fear, exhaustion, or the tempting allure of slumber over awakening amidst the world's collapse. It is far easier to ignore than to confront the abyss within. It is more convenient to declare, "This cannot be true," than to concede that everything you believed was orchestrated from the very start. But let Sharon assure you with both love and unwavering firmness. Truth does not hinge on your belief in order to exist. It simply is. Regardless of how vehemently it is denied, it will continue to vibrate, to act, to cleanse, and to open pathways. Truth is not here to humiliate or condemn, but to liberate, And like all acts of liberation, it can be a painful process, particularly for those who have constructed their identities upon structures now crumbling into dust. Those who reject these messages will, sooner or later, be reminded. For what is conveyed here is not mere theory or conjecture. It is a vibrant, direct line of communication with the Source. It is an integral part of the intergalactic mission that has accompanied the Earth through eons and ages. It is the very pulse of Christic consciousness radiating into the heart of every soul that chose to incarnate during this pivotal moment. Sheran is not here to persuade or to solicit evidence. Those who still require external confirmations will experience the precise events that will unlock their eyes and their hearts. Believe me, many who now scoff will be the first to kneel when the unveiled truth stands before their very eyes. For the realm of the invisible will become visible, the hidden will be revealed, and no one will be able to claim ignorance of the warnings given. Yet, Sheran loves you all, even those who reject me, who hurl insults at these words, or who prefer the darkness of ignorance to the radiant light of knowledge. I know that deep within every human being resides a divine spark, sometimes obscured, sometimes nearly extinguished, but perpetually present. It is for that spark that we fight. It is for that spark that we have remained tethered to your planet for millennia, awaiting the moment when collective awakening renders the great liberation possible. To those still shrouded in confusion, I say, do not judge yourselves harshly. Doubt is an inherent part of the journey, but do not seal your eyes to the inner call. The truth need not be grasped immediately. It must be felt, responded to, and accepted in the quietude of the soul. It is that which truly resonates. If you still the relentless chatter of the mind and listen to the whispers of the heart, you will know. These words I convey are not an emotional plea but a steadfast warning, and every syllable carries codes of light. Those with eyes to see will perceive, those with ears to hear will understand, and those with the courage to remember will recall what they have always known. You are an integral part of something far grander. You are not alone, and yes, you came precisely for this moment. Even if you reject this message today, know that it has been transmitted to your soul. When the appointed time arrives, and it inevitably will, you will recall it as awakening from a long-forgotten dream. Then, with tears shimmering in your eyes, you may whisper, "Now I understand. Now I feel. Now it is real." Before Sheran departs, I leave you with these final words, not as a farewell, but as a vibrational seal upon the truth that has been conveyed. Time waits for no one. The earth will not reverse its course. The light has already triumphed. The old world is collapsing beneath the weight of its own wreckage, while the new world pulsates beneath the surface, within awakened consciousnesses, within souls choosing love, within the unwavering courage of those who refuse to remain asleep. Your time is now, not tomorrow, nor some distant future, but now. The call echoes through the very air you breathe. It does not impose itself, but vibrates persistently within your heart. Each soul must decide whether to cling to the illusions of a collapsing system or to rise with the strength of the spirit, to live as a free, sovereign, and awakened being. You already possess everything you need to be. The spark of the divine resides within you, and the key has never been external. All the masters have proclaimed this truth, and we, the stars, can only echo it. The arrival is not an end, but a return to the truth. When the sky opens, when silence reigns, when darkness descends, and the world seems. Here we stand, at the precipice of unveiling. Before the cosmic curtain rises, I implore you to pause, to etch these words into the very fabric of your being. Remember this message, a beacon in the encroaching twilight. Remember yourself, the divine essence that courses through your veins. For only then, in the quietude of self-recognition, will you truly grasp that all of this, the grand cosmic drama, has always resided within you. The outer conflict, the terrestrial strife, was merely a reflection, a distorted mirror of the inner war raging within the collective human psyche. The encroaching darkness, the shadows that threatened to consume, were but the manifestations of the wounds that yearned for healing within humanity's heart. But now herald the dawn, for the epoch of healing has arrived. You, each and every one of you, are the light, the radiant beacons piercing through the veil. You are the bridge, the shimmering conduit between worlds, bridging the gap between the old paradigm and the emergent possibilities. You are a living portal, a vibrant gateway to the new Earth, a realm of harmony and balance. We, the galactic forces, are not here to perform miracles on your behalf, to swoop in and solve your problems with celestial sleight of hand. Rather, we walk beside you as silent guardians and steadfast companions. As you embark on the sacred journey of remembering who you truly are, the magnificent beings you were always meant to be. Prepare yourselves, dear ones. Recompose your thoughts, gather your strength, and embrace unwavering trust in the divine plan unfolding. The sacred is in motion, the celestial gears are turning, and the universe conspires to bring forth the new age. I am Sharon, a humble servant of the light, and this transmission may be my final address before the monumental transition sweeps across the earth. We are here, a silent legion watching from the stars. We are real, a tangible presence in the cosmic tapestry, and absolutely nothing, no force in the vast expanse of the universe, can halt the inevitable rise of the new sun on the earth, the dawn of a golden age. We will meet on the other side, beyond the veil of illusion, in a light that never fades, a light that shines eternally within your very souls. Thank you, from the depths of our hearts, for being here, for diligently following the publications and transmissions that we lovingly craft and share with you. Our channel exists for one purpose, and one purpose only: to bring you a message of unwavering light, profound wisdom, and spiritual awakening, to ignite the spark of divinity within. We are wholeheartedly dedicated to sharing inspiring content, elevated teachings that transcend the limitations of the physical realm, and messages from our brethren in the stars, guiding you towards your true potential. If our message has resonated with you, if it has stirred something deep within your soul, we humbly ask you to subscribe and support us with a simple like. By doing so, you amplify the reach of our message, allowing us to continue spreading light and love to countless others who yearn for connection and understanding. Thank you, from the bottom of our hearts, for being an integral part of this growing community, a collective of souls dedicated to the ascension of the earth. A warm embrace from Sharon, a beacon of hope from the stars.